Before I start tonight's Monday Night Raw review, I just wanted to talk about something that I've had my mind on something before I got to 100 subscribers here on the channel. And now that I'm past 100 subscribers, I want to address this. And I'm sure my viewers, the people who watch my videos, will be very happy about this. There are a lot of content creators out there. A lot of content creators. And they do shows every single week. And we have a large community. A lot of wrestling fans and all that stuff. And I was thinking to myself, there are people in the community who don't have those platforms, who don't have a YouTube channel, who don't have a podcast, who don't have a show to talk about wrestling. So I am friends with a lot of people in the wrestling community. The wrestling community as a whole is a mess. It is an absolute mess that I think is never going to get fixed. But I still have a lot of friends in the wrestling community, and a lot of those people don't have a YouTube channel or a podcast to talk about wrestling. So I'm here. I am here to give those people a chance. I want to give people a chance to come on the Big Fight Field channel, to be a guest, and just to talk about pro wrestling. It could be a pay-per-view prediction video, an AEW review, an NXT review, a Raw review, a SmackDown review, any exclusive bonus video I want to come up with, Eddie wants to come up with. You, the viewer, the people who are watching this now, you could be on Big Fight Field. You could be a guest on the Big Fight Field channel. So I just wanted to tell everybody that, get that off my mind. And I feel like a lot of people, I already know a lot of people who I would love to have as a guest here on the Big Fight Field channel, and I think would make for a great discussion. So after this video, I want you guys to make a comment about that, what I said about having guests on the Big Fight Field channel in the future. I was considering it back and forth, and now I've committed to it. So I want to know your thoughts about it in the comments below. Now that that's out, let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Because, oh boy. Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw. There's one thing for certain. Monday Night Raw. Take the L. Take the L and go home. What a horrendous episode of Monday Night Raw. 6 days before Backlash. I got a question for you guys. Are you excited for Backlash on Sunday? Did this episode of Monday Night Raw make you really excited for Backlash on Sunday? Because I still have the same feeling going into tonight's Raw, ending tonight's Raw. I still think it's going to be a pretty bad show. Just look at the match card for Sunday. Got Edge and Randy Orton, which is the greatest wrestling match ever, which I actually took notes about, and it was said 14 times on tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw, by commentary, by Edge, by Orton, by Christian, by Kurt Angle, by Charlie Caruso. It was said 14 times. Yes, I counted track of how many times I heard the words, greatest wrestling match ever. We then have Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. The Miz and Morrison versus Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship. If that's not a bathroom break for the pay-per-view. I have no idea what is. Nia Jax versus Asuka. Andrade and Apollo Crews for the U.S. Championship. Iconics, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, and Sasha Banks and Bayley for the Women's Tag Team Championships. And Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. If this show had any indication, Sunday night is going to be a very long night, folks. So, get ready. That's all I have to say. If you guys missed my NXT TakeOver in Your House review last night on the Big Fight Field channel, make sure you guys go check that out. I talked about everything from last night's TakeOver, start to finish, and overall, I thought it was a great show. I really did. Matter of fact, I wish I was watching TakeOver in Your House instead of Monday Night Raw tonight. Anyway, enough with the jokes. Let's dive into Raw. So, Asuka opened up the show, and we were expecting Asuka and Charlotte to start tonight's Raw. We then get interrupted by Sasha Banks and Bayley, which I totally did not see coming, and those two were bragging about their Women's Tag Team Championship reign and their victory on SmackDown on Friday night and holding up the Women's Tag Team titles. And then the Android came out, Charlotte came out, and then the Iconics came out, and they said a few words, and they brawled, and eventually they set up a match between Sasha and Bayley versus the Iconics versus Charlotte and Asuka. Number one, okay, this was a terrible segment. This accomplished absolutely nothing. And number two, we're getting a triple threat. We're getting a triple threat match for the Women's Tag Team Championships on Sunday night. Just without Charlotte and Asuka, but with Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross instead. So if you're going to do a triple threat women's tag team match tonight, non-title, why should I care about the triple threat women's tag team championship match on Sunday when it's basically the same two teams except Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross? Why should I care? So you totally ruined my excitement for that one. It's not like I had any excitement for the match anyway, but I'm just pointing it out there as a valid point. But I mean, this match was built around Charlotte and Asuka, and they're bickering the entire match, and just them just yelling and screaming at each other, and tagging each other in, and oh my god, man, oh my god. I'm going to talk about Charlotte when I get to the main event, after the main event. Because I did not even watch the match. I was so sick and tired of seeing Charlotte Flair on this show that I did not even watch the match. I had face in phone for 30 minutes. But eventually, Charlotte was on the top rope. She was going for a moonsault on Billie Kay. Asuka tagged in. And Asuka tapped out Billie Kay. Well, what can I say about this? There's really nothing I can say about this match. And we saw Charlotte and Asuka in the main event, which means we saw Charlotte twice. Actually, we saw her 3 times. And she wrestled twice on one show. I don't know who asked for that, but Jesus Christ. Unbelievable, man. We then saw Aleister Black and Humberto Carrillo versus Austin Theory and Buddy Murphy. And before that, Seth Rollins was on commentary. He was talking to Rey Mysterio via satellite, and he offered Rey Mysterio and Dominic to come to Raw next Monday, and they accepted. And Aleister Black dove on to Seth Rollins when he was on the commentary out of nowhere. So that was great. I just had to mention that in there. We then saw Aleister Black and Humberto Carrillo versus Austin Theory and Murphy. This was short, 6 minutes. This was decent. It wasn't better than the match they had last week. I think they fought with the heels getting the win this week. Um, Aleister Black gave Murphy a knee off the top rope, and Aleister Black and Humberto won this week. The match wasn't bad, and then the beatdown afterwards was very good when Rollins and the Disciples took out Humberto Carrillo, and then they said to Aleister Black, "You're always getting in the way." And then Seth Rollins was talking smack on Aleister Black, a super kick. Murphy gave him a Murphy's Law, and then Rollins gave him a curb stomp. So that was a very good beatdown. Rollins is, again, I can't stress this enough. Rollins is one of my favorite parts on Monday Night Raw. This time last year, I feel like everybody was shitting on Seth Rollins. Just the way he was booked in his Universal Championship reign when he was feuding with Baron Corbin for 3 months, and the way he acted on social media, and then his feud with Bray Wyatt. Everybody was shitting on Seth Rollins last year, man. And now this year, he's turned that all around, and he is probably... His storyline with Rey Mysterio is my favorite storyline in the entire main roster. So this guy, Seth Rollins, has been killing it. And I cannot wait to see what's going to happen next week with Rey Mysterio and Dominic. Again, this could lead to something at Extreme Rules before we get the big blow-off at SummerSlam. So I kind of can't wait to see that. We then saw the Peep Show with Christian, and he reunited with his tag team partner, Edge. Now, let me tell you, I'm not really looking forward to Edge and Randy Orton at Backlash, just for the simple fact that they have taglined this horrendous catchphrase, the greatest wrestling match ever, for a match that is never gonna live up to that hype. It's two 40-year-old men. No disrespect to... I love both guys, but they are not gonna live up to the greatest wrestling match ever. You're just setting them up for failure. You're setting them up for failure. And at the end, it's really gonna disappoint. It's gonna disappoint everybody. Even if the match is good and it doesn't live up to the greatest wrestling match ever, it's gonna disappoint everybody. But this segment with Edge and Orton and Christian was awesome. I loved this. This was a great promo by Edge. This was a great promo by Christian. And Randy Orton cut a great promo. So Christian in the beginning said, "We've known each other for a long time. You've been out for 9 years." But Christian said, "I don't think you have it in you anymore." He said, "There used to be a certain Edge that I saw 9 years ago, and now I'm looking at a different Edge, and I see fear in your eyes," or something like that. And then Edge was like, "How dare you say that, knowing what I've had to been through. I had neck surgery for 9 years. I had to claw to get to where I am now. I fought at WrestleMania. I defeated Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Now I'm in my first singles match back, and they're headlining it as the greatest wrestling match ever." So he feels tons of pressure. Of course he does. Of course Edge feels tons of pressure. So then Christian said, "That's the Edge I know. That is the Edge I know. I see it in your eyes. You want it. And you can do it." So they were doing that, and then Randy Orton popped up on the Titantron. He says, "All I hear is excuses after excuses, and I think, and after all, it's pathetic. It's what I know." And he said, Edge is not going to live up to the greatest wrestling match tagline at Backlash, and he will, and he's going to have to send Edge home with his wife, Beth Phoenix, and his 2 little girls at home, and he's going to send them home like Edge was sent home 9 years ago. And then Edge ended it off by saying, "No, I won't." Like, "No, I won't go home." So This was awesome. This was great. Edge and Orton have done some phenomenal promos in their feud from WrestleMania season to now. But I mean, I just can't get myself invested into this match just for the simple fact that they've tagged this ridiculous line into the match like this is the greatest wrestling match ever. It's super ridiculous and it's never going to live up to the hype. Do I even want to talk about this next segment? Do I even want to talk about this next segment? Street Profits, Viking Raiders, and Decathlon. Let me think about it for a few seconds. I'm going to go on my phone, see what happened. Do I even want to think about this? I don't know, man. Let me see what happened. Oh, New Japan's back on June 15th. Just saw that. Very nice. Yeah, I don't think I need to talk about it. You guys saw it. It was a complete waste of time. And the WWE has literally wasted its Raw Tag Team division for over a month now. And if you guys find a positive in that, I think you're a complete idiot. So I'm done talking about that. Let's talk about Andrade, Angel Garza, Kevin Owens in a triple threat match where the winner would face Apollo Crews for the U.S. Championship at Backlash. And this was a great triple threat match. This was probably this and the Peep Show were the only two positives on tonight's show. This was a great triple threat match with... I honestly thought Angel Garza was going to win this match just because he was the one who did not get a U.S. Championship match yet. But Andrade won the match, which, I mean, that's a waste, kind of. He's going to lose. There's no way. I don't see Andrade winning the championship back from Apollo Crews. Number one, if Apollo Crews pinned Andrade last week in a non-title match, what makes you think Andrade is going to beat Apollo Crews again? Beat Apollo Crews to win the championship? He's not, and ultimately Angel Garza is going to cost him that match. But Andrade and Garza kept breaking up each other's pinfalls, and they accidentally bumped into Zelina Vega. So they hurt Zelina Vega, they took them out of the match, and then after that, the action between these three men was unbelievable. Kevin Owens with cannonballs to both guys, Andrade with double knees to Garza and Owens, and then Garza was giving Andrade a super kick, and Owens was giving Garza a super kick, and then at the end, Owens gave Garza a stunner. Andrade drop kicked Owens, and Andrade pinned his own partner Garza to get a shot at the U.S. Championship on Apollo Crews. Great match. If you guys did not see this match, I would highly advise you to go watch this match. This was very good. And if this told me anything, bro, we need a Andrade Angel Garza match in the future. That match for the United States Championship, that's money. That has money written all over it. And I kind of feel like, I'm going to address this now, I kind of feel like they're going in a direction that they're going to split Andrade from Zelina Vega and keep Angel Garza with Zelina Vega, which, honestly, I don't like that whatsoever. I feel like Angel Garza speaks way better on the microphone than Andrade does. Angel Garza speaks way better English than Andrade does. If Andrade has no mouthpiece, I mean, he's going to sound ridiculous, and he's definitely... I feel like he's definitely going to be a guy that gets lost in the shuffle, which sucks because Andrade does not deserve to be lost in the shuffle, but they're just doing this just for the sake of getting Apollo Crews to retain the championship on Sunday, in my feeling. But that's that. We then saw VIP Lounge with MVP, McIntyre, and Lashley. And McIntyre interrupted MVP. And McIntyre was putting over his Claymore while Lashley was putting over the full Nelson. And McIntyre was giving MVP a warning of 3, 2, 1. Before 1, Lashley came in and distracted McIntyre, and then Drew McIntyre gave MVP glass now kiss, and McIntyre stared down MVP, and then Viking Raiders came out with the Street Profits. I don't know what that was all about. Then we got MVP and Lashley versus the Viking Raiders. I mean, this match went way too long for my liking. This match went way too long, and MVP and Lashley got the win, which was well deserved. It's not like the Viking Raiders. I don't even know when that match with the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits are going to happen. I guess they're buddies now, so they're not going to face each other, which is kind of stupid, but it's whatever. So, Lashley wins by putting Eric in the full Nelson, and then Ivar goes to attack MVP, and Lashley puts Eric in the full Nelson. McIntyre claymores Lashley, and Lashley totally no-sold the Claymore kick. I don't know what that was about, but I'm getting very scared that Bobby Lashley is going to beat Drew McIntyre on Sunday night. And my God, man, if that happens, be prepared for a epic rant on Sunday night. Firsthand, I promise you, right now, I will not break this promise. If Bobby Lashley beats Drew McIntyre on Sunday night, you will get a rant on the Big Five Show channel. Main event of this show. Asuka, Charlotte. If you guys think I watched the final half hour of Monday Night Raw, you're a fool. You're a fool. I had no interest in this whatsoever. I don't hate Asuka. I hate Charlotte. And I was just so sick of seeing Charlotte so much on this show. She got 3 segments, and we'll talk about this after. But let's just get this out of the way. Nia Jax came out at the end, which I knew she would. Asuka gave her a hip attack, and Charlotte gave Asuka the big boot. And of course, Charlotte pinned the Raw Women's Champion. Now, I guess it's protecting Asuka because Nia Jax kind of costed her the match. It's really whatever, but I mean, Jesus Christ. Couldn't Asuka beaten Charlotte there? But I mean, this is why Raw was horrendous tonight. Charlotte Flair lost the NXT Women's Championship in the main event of TakeOver last night. Rightfully so. She shouldn't even been the champion in the first place. This woman took up 1 hour of Monday Night Raw tonight. Do you guys realize that? She took up the first 30 minutes. She was on the middle of the show at 9:30, and she closed the show for the final 30 minutes. Charlotte Flair was on Monday Night Raw tonight for 1 hour. If you don't have a problem with that, you're crazy, man. You're really freaking crazy if you don't have a problem with that. There's a huge issue in this. Charlotte Flair needs a hiatus for 1 year. I don't care how they write her off TV. I don't care how they get her off TV, who they have her lose to. I don't care. Get this woman off of TV. Please. Please. She is by far, you're not going to change my opinion, she's worse than the 2015-2018 Roman Reigns. At least Roman Reigns put people over. Buddy Murphy, McIntyre, Braun Strowman, AJ Styles, and like in the little feud, no, AJ never beat him. Who else? Who the hell else did he put over? I think he put over Rusev one time. I know I'm forgetting somebody. The Miz. I'm not going to mention Brock Lesnar. He put over Murphy in that big match on SmackDown. He put over a few people, and that I have respect for. So did John Cena. John Cena is another one. John Cena put over Sami Zayn in the U.S. Championship. He put over Bray Wyatt. He put over Cesaro. He put over Kevin Owens. He put over The Miz. He put over AJ Styles. He put over, I think, Baron Corbin. Those guys put over so many people. And how many people do Charlotte Flair put over? 0. She puts over nobody because she's a selfish brat. If you guys don't realize that, Charlotte Flair is a brat, and she wants it all for herself. She doesn't care about. She is somebody. Okay, she is somebody who just doesn't care about the women's division in WWE, and she only cares about herself. She only cares about herself and her accolades. Charlotte Flair is at the point of her career where she should be wanting to put wrestlers over. She should be wanting to put over Asuka, Shayna Baszler, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks. I'm going to name over the entire WWE Women's Division. Rhea Ripley, Io Shirai, Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox, Dakota Kai, Shotzi Blackheart. She should be putting over the women's division. She is a 11 or 12. I've lost count. I think 12. She is a 12-time women's champion. She's accomplished so much in the WWE. She is at the point of her career. She should be putting over all these women. And yet she refuses. She refuses to put over all these women. That's why Rhea Ripley got pinned, not Charlotte Flair. And Triple H teased on the NXT TakeOver In Your House conference call last night that whenever the next TakeOver happens, we could be seeing Io Shirai versus Charlotte Flair again for the NXT Women's Championship. And that I'm not a fan of whatsoever. I will not be shocked if this episode of Raw is at a 1.5 or a 1.6 or 1.4. I bet you people changed the channel when Charlotte Flair was on Raw for the first half hour. People turned off Raw when Charlotte closed the final half hour of Raw. She needs to be written off TV. I don't care how she gets written off TV, who writes her off TV, when she gets written off TV. I hope she gets written off as soon as freaking June. Obviously, that's not going to happen because she beat Asuka tonight. I'm done with my rant. That's your Charlotte Flair rant tonight. Let me know what you guys think about my rant in the comments below. But that's my Monday night. I'm done with this show. This was honestly one of the worst episodes of Monday Night Raw of 2020. And if you are excited for Backlash on Sunday, God bless you. God bless you. Subscribe right here on the Big Fight Field channel for some great content. Again, speaking of Backlash, we'll have Backlash coverage for you this weekend with predictions and a review on Friday and Sunday, as well as AEW Dynamite review, NXT review, and the Backyard Brawl versus Eddie Mullins on Saturday. That is going to be huge. I'm telling you right now, you guys are going to love it. Comment down below what you guys thought of what I said in the opening of this video, Monday Night Raw, and my rant on Charlotte Flair. Like this video with a super kick, and you can follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph and Instagram as well. Follow Eddie on Twitter at Eddie1515. I'm rushing, but I want to get out of here. See you.